You try to hide your emotions from people, because you're supposed to be strong. And I didn't want my daughter to see how bad I was suffering. And so, yeah, you hide it. And then I think once I knew that was going to happen and my life was going to change, I knew it was going to change. I'm an advocate now, for sure. People have already approached me. How was it? How was it? I'm like, it's the best thing you could ever do for yourself. It's life-changing. It was, God, decades worth, of slow, one tooth, another tooth, put it off, it's just, think about it. And, I had my daughter, was young, and raising her, and didn't have a lot of time to, you start shelving your time for their time. Progressively, it just got worse. I kept losing a tooth, and then I'd have an emergency extraction, I'd put it off. And, just through probably a decade, it just, I was down to 12, 14 teeth. And I didn't have anything. I didn't, it got to the point where I didn't have molars here, I didn't have molars here. So it became where I couldn't eat. I didn't realize how it was affecting me. It made me shy away from social. That was my biggest thing. My biggest fear was watching my, out eating and having my little mini denture up here fall out. And, I just lost my self-esteem, you know what I mean? You think about, what people think of you. For what I was thinking about myself too, I wouldn't go out, I stopped dating. Everything was associated with it, I quit taking care of myself. My family saw me, they saw me kind of sliding back, I didn't want to come to Christmas, and I didn't, it really affected me. My brother, he was kind of had I guess a guy's fishing trip, and he met Dr. Bean, and that's how the ball started rolling. They met, and, he said, I met this guy, I really like him, he does what you want and need done. And Dr. Bean got on a Zoom call with me, and immediately I felt comfortable, with him. And, he said, hey, it'll change your life. I made the trip down here, and we had the surgery. And one day, I had a set of teeth in a day. I couldn't understand that it was as painless as it was. It was kind of like a rebirth, Once I saw those teeth in my mouth, I was like, wow, it was life-changing. Today, I'm a new person. I'm wanting to take care of myself better, I'm wanting to go socialize. And my advice to everybody is, don't wait. You just need to do it. Don't wait, just do it. It's worth it. You're worth it. That's what you got to understand, is that you're worth it.